Welcome back, Joe fans. Today we're taking a look at the 1984 G.I. Joe hovercraft, the Killer W.H.A.L.E, with driver Cutter. Right out of the gate, this is one of my top 5 favorite vehicles from the G.I. Joe line, right next to the Flag and the Defiant. This thing is loaded with detail. So on with the review.
That's what we've been waiting for! G.I. Joe!
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe!
It's a Cobra attack! Get the G.I. Joe hovercraft! Get the new Joes aboard!
G.I. Joe hovercraft holds 9 Joes. It's the big new way to bring the Joe team into action. And it floats on water.
Release depth charges! Yo, Joe!
A real American
Chase that Cobra! Way to go, Joe!
G.I. Joe hovercraft comes with driver, other figures, and equipment sold separately from Hasbro. Now, back to G.I. Joe.
Let's take a look at Cutter.
No, Joe!
As you can see, he has fantastic paint detail. Starting with his head, he's wearing this blue Boston Red Sox cap, my hometown team, a ginger mustache and ginger hair, an orange life vest, blue shirt, blue pants, the green belt. He has a holster on the side. Unfortunately, he didn't come with any weapons. Looking around the back, he has pockets, and great detail back here as well. He has a watch on his right wrist. Taking a look at his articulation, his head moves left and right. Arm does a full 360. 90-degree bend at the elbow. And swivel arm battle grip. Has an O-ring, so he has great waist articulation. Spartan kick forward this far.
This is Sparta!
A great knee bend. And he can do the splits about this far. Another great figure to add to your G.I. Joe collection. Here's a quick look at his file card. It reads, Hovercraft Pilot, codename Cutter. I love his name, Skip A. Stone. His birthplace is Kinsley, Kansas. I don't know if he could be any further away from water than in Kansas. I was hoping he was from Boston, seeing how he's sporting the Red Sox cap. I'll let you pause the video here so you can read the rest of his file card. Starting with the front of the hovercraft, as you can see, this thing is so large, it takes up my entire review station. The front canopy opens up, and the front loading ramp opens up to deploy troops. There are 4 pairs of foot pegs inside the cab. This is so you can stand the figures up, but if you didn't use the pegs, you can certainly fit more. Let's get Cutter out of the way for a moment and take a nice close-up look at all the wonderful detail inside the cab. There's those pairs of foot pegs I was talking about. It has detail on the floor. And I really like the big diamond plate or anti-skid plate. And the 2 molded ropes or chains on the left side. I want to pick this up so you can look at the high-speed Reconnaissance Sled bay. You open this door up, and if you can see in there, there's 2 white pins. And what that's for is you actually take the sled. Again, this has really great detail on it. Here's a good look at it. Got the glass windshield and the wheels on the bottom. And basically what you do is you slide this in and it lines up, and you push it in until it clicks. And you close up the door. And when you're ready to launch it, you press this button. Should we see if it works?
I'm tempted to let you try it.
I just wanted to show you what the sled looked like before we launched it with the figure in it. It doesn't look too comfortable to me. And as you saw in the commercial earlier, this thing does skim across the top of the water.
Fire Sea Sled!
It's amazing it still works after all these years. And here we are looking at one side of the hovercraft. And here you see the 105mm starboard and port pounder cannons. Whoa, that's some serious firepower. Moving up to the top of the vehicle, you'll see two 1.75 twin Thrasher anti-aircraft guns. And these go up and down, and the twin crow's nests rotate back and forth. Let's grab Cutter and stick him in one of the crow's nests to see what he looks like. And now he can fire his lasers at oncoming Cobra vehicles. Back here to one of two quad-tube surface-to-air missile launchers. These rotate around and you can actually get 90 degrees to shoot the Cobra Fang out of the sky. Let's take a look at one of the 8 surface-to-air missiles. Really great detail on these things. And you'll notice there's no barbell knockout or slot like we see on most vehicles. This is just made to slide back in the tube. Shifting this a little closer, we get a better look at the moped it comes with. And according to the blueprints, this is called an HL-66 lightweight surveillance cycle. The wheels spin, the handlebars move, engine detail, and the same on this side. Let me grab Cutter and see what he looks like on this. And as you can see, he fits on it. And when he gets on land, he can just tool on by to his next destination. He sits on there pretty good. Let me take him off for a moment. And I really like how they molded in this bay for the cycle. It fits in there really well, and it doesn't fall out. And beneath the missile pod, there's one of two twin high-output SES-HO diesel engines. The panel is removable and has really great detail, and on the underside. Again, it wouldn't be a G.I. Joe vehicle without access to an engine. Let me slide this in a little closer so you can get a better look. I find that when trying to put these back on, if you put the top in first and then the bottom, it goes in pretty smoothly. And here's a side look of the twin fans in the rear of the vehicle. Let's spin the hovercraft around so you can see the backside. And here you see the horizontal pitch control directional vanes. One of mine is really loose. And these go up and down. This whole assembly is really fragile. There are two sets of these vertical vanes, a pair of these counter-rotational high-speed propellers that actuate when you press down this button. And please note that these pair of vertical vanes are the most fragile pieces on this entire vehicle. While we're in the back of the vehicle, let's jump up and take a peek in the cockpit. Here you'll see all the wonderful detail that they molded in on the dashboard and on the floor. And also note that there's two pairs of foot pegs, so two pilots or two figures can fit inside this cockpit. I really like this glass windshield that they did as well. Nice touch. And moving it around to the opposite side of the vehicle, you'll notice just like the other side, there's another missile launcher and an engine cover. Let's put this gun back in place. another cannon, more molded on plate detail, and the depth charger rack. And you can also sit a figure right here on this little shelf and pretend like he's releasing the depth chargers by hand. Or we can place Cutter in the cockpit and you can control it from inside there. And of course, the way this actually works is you lift this handle and you release the depth chargers. And here's a look at one of the depth chargers. Not too much detail, just some molded on bands. I want to show you the underside of the vehicle. And what it has is 4 wheels, and these spin independently and roll like an office chair. And this really curious space right here underneath the vehicle that ironically is the same size as 4 D-size batteries. And I'm thinking there was going to be something motorized on this, maybe the fan blades. But after thinking about batteries and water, not a really good idea. Nevertheless, you can put the cover plate back on, it just snaps into place and maybe use it for storage. Those independent wheels work fantastic and you can move this in any direction. This actually simulates it hovering across water or land. And doing a final flyover, you can see all the wonderful detail they put in this mold. The puncture-resistant cushion it rides on, yep, it actually does float. The molded on plates, the surface-to-air missiles, the raised control cabin. For something that is 36 years old, the design still holds up to today's standards. It looks like something that they could actually use in today's military. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's too bad that Hasbro doesn't make molds like this anymore. Boy, did we have it lucky back in '84. Its sculpt and design look great with vintage and modern Joes, and any other 1/18th scale figures you might have in your collection. This has been my look at the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Hovercraft Killer Whale, or Warrior Hovering Assault Launching Envoy. Man, those 80 G.I. Joe acronyms. I want to thank you for watching, and if you like what you see, join the community and hit that subscribe button. And remember, share your knowledge.
Yo!